Hey there guys, Alex here and I'm back. It's been a while, I think it's been a couple of weeks at least since my last video, and yeah, just thought it was about time to get myself back on here. I wanted to answer Luke's thread, VinylFlesh, which is what I'm going to do in this video. I've also got a vinyl update that I wanted to do. I've only got a couple of records to show actually. It's been a pretty quiet period for me in terms of, you know, buying vinyl. I don't have a whole ton of time or money at the moment. I've been trying to just, you know, be content with my collection, going back through, listening to some of the records haven't heard in a long time, and preparing for the summer, which hopefully will be a lot more active, you know, with record buying. I hope to, you know, make a lot more money. I have a part-time job now, so yeah, hopefully I'll have some more kind of disposable money to spend on records. Trying to put the money I do have now away into other funds, you know, like university, which is coming up in September. I want to have a little bit of savings for that. So yeah, it's been a pretty quiet period, and I only have 2 records to show, but they're both 2012 releases, so looking forward to doing that. I'm pretty excited about both of them, so stay tuned. But in this video, I wanted to quickly answer Luke's nature thread. See that he had this up probably about a week and a half now, and I think it's a great idea. So I'm going to go ahead and show a few records for it, nature related covers. I have quite a few in my collection, but I just kind of picked these out randomly. I'm just going to show them, and yeah, Luke, absolutely love your videos. You know, I always try to stay up to date with what's going on with you. You know, you have a great taste in music. I envy greatly how many records you're able to buy. You seem to have vinyl updates, you know, coming up pretty regularly. So yeah, obviously, you know, you're gonna have a huge collection one day, and you know, still very young. I think you're 17 or 18 like me. So yeah, it's great to see. And this was a great thread. This is nature themed thread. I guess I could say I'm a fan of nature, if that's the way you want to put it. But I guess, you know, I've always had an appreciation for nature. I live in the countryside, which is very nice. I don't live in a city. I have a city quite close by. I kind of like it because I feel like the balance is very much there between, you know, urban life and you know, rural life. And I do live in a village, so it's nice. I can just kind of wander out the front door and I'm right there in the thick of nature. I can go on long walks and really not meet anybody, and just take in the kind of natural surroundings. And you know, as much as I like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love to socialize with people. I love going out to parties, like meeting new people, and you know, that's a huge part of my life. But there is also, you know, that part of me who likes to have my alone time. I like to be solitary sometimes, and I you know, that's one of the ways I get that is through just going out and interacting with nature, and you know, maybe music. I'll take my headphones out there and listen to music while walking, you know, in the woods or in the countryside, and it's just really nice. And I think it's something I'll continue to do because it's very therapeutic. I mean, you know, I'm pretty stressed a lot of the time with, you know, I'm revising heavily right now for exams, and it's nice to just have that relief, to just go out there and you know, walk and not have to worry about anything else, and just, you know, take in the natural surroundings. And you know, it's definitely a part of my life. So yeah, I guess I don't know how to put it, but yeah, nature is definitely something I appreciate and have always appreciated. So anyway, enough rambling. I'll get straight into these records. Just 3 to show that I just kind of sprung to mind when I thought about nature. Playing in the background is Robbie Robertson's self-titled album. This is his first solo album from, I think, the mid-80s sometime. And I have to say, I didn't really care for this when I bought it a while ago. I didn't listen to it for a long time after buying it, and after finally spinning it and listening to it a few times, this has really grown on me. I really do like this album. It's very stereotypically 80s, I would say. You know, if you're looking to pick this up, don't expect anything, you know, like the stuff he did with the band, or Bob Dylan. It's very, very different to that. It's obviously a solo album, so it's going to be different, but it's still got his his trademark voice. I've always liked Robbie Robertson's voice, and I think it shines through greatly on here. So it's a great solo album, and if you're looking to get into some Robbie Robertson's solo work, I think people say that this is the best one, best solo album that he released. So yeah, that's what's playing, and get into these records. First one here was a 12-inch that I picked up on Record Store Day 2011. Yeah, I didn't know anything about the band before I picked this up. It was kind of bought on a whim, I guess. I just looked at the cover and liked it, and just thought, I'll give it a try. And I'm so glad I did, because this, led me on to purchasing both of their albums. And it's this 12-inch right here. This is Fleet Foxes, Helplessness Blues, and Battery Kinsey. Just a nice 12-inch that they released on Record Store Day 2011 as kind of a prelude to their album Helplessness Blues, which came out last year, which was probably one of my favourite albums of last year. I've mentioned it before. And yeah, as I said, the cover just struck me straight away. I didn't know anything about the Fleet Foxes. I was still discovering all these bands at that time, and hadn't come across them yet. I heard the name, but I as I said, hadn't heard any of the music. So this was really bought because of the cover, and I just loved it. It's got such an atmospheric, spacey feel to it, with the mountain range there. I just really, really like the illustration, and I think it's a drawing or a painting. It's not actually a photograph, but it looks like a photograph. And yeah, I've always had kind of a soft spot for mountains. I've never been to a mountain range like this, but it's always somewhere that kind of captures my imagination. I like going up to the Lake District, which is in the northwest of England, and we go up there, me and my family. We've been up there a few times, and we just go on these long, extended, walking holidays, and we walk up the fells up there. They're tiny mountains, really, but I've always just loved the majestic feel you get, when you're around mountain ranges, and it's just something I've always been interested in, I guess, and I guess that's why this cover captured, my imagination slightly. And yeah, as I say, just a very atmospheric cover, and I thought it kind of related to this nature thread. So that's the first one. Second of all, again, an album which I probably wouldn't have looked into if I hadn't have liked the cover. This was I saw this in the record store originally, and I was just blown away by the cover. It really made me wonder what the music was going to be like. So I went away and listened to some of this guy's stuff. Listened to a few tracks from this album, and it's Apocalypse by Bill Callahan, previously known as Smog. And this was I think one of his first albums released under his own name. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, this was released last year. And as I said, I saw this in the record store. The cover, I just love the cover. Again, it incorporates a mountainous scene there. And one thing I'd say about this record is that it's a very, I don't know how to put it, it's a very visual album. I find, when you listen to this, it really strikes up all these, vivid images, imagery in your mind, and it is very much a part of the music. I find, when you listen to this, you get a very Americana inspired feel. This is I'd say if I was to label this record, it's pure Americana. It's a great record, and as I say, very visual album. When you listen to this, you get an image of a great open expanse, maybe somewhere up there in the Midwest, and tumbleweeds rolling down the dusty streets, and all that good stuff that you would associate with this kind of scene. And just absolutely love the cover. I don't know who did the painting. I don't know if it's a famous painting or not, but it's again, just one of those covers that made me want to go out and discover more about Bill Callahan as an artist. And I think it's very important. The cover is a very, very important part. I think especially in record buying, because of, it's a lot bigger than, I guess, if you're picking up the CD copy. It's a much bigger part of the equation when buying records. I guess it shouldn't be the determining factor. It's never something I've done. It's just gone and seen a cover and loved it so much that I have to go and buy the record. I do like to do a little bit more research before buying an album. Maybe I'll go and look at their Wikipedia page, find out more about their history, listen to some more of their songs, go back through their catalogue, and then I'll pick up the record, if I like what I hear. So, but it's definitely a determining factor, and I just love this cover. So, again, kind of nature themed. Okay. One more to show. I'm already at 10 minutes, so I'll just get through this one pretty quickly. This is an album which I've greatly warmed to over the last few weeks. I didn't care for it, too much when I picked it up. I think I've seen other people talk about it and give similar opinions. But this is an album which, I've had on my iPod for a while, and, just recently I've listened to it 4 or 5 times in a row, and it's blown me away, I have to say. This is really... it's great stuff, and it's Bon Iver's second album, eponymous, again released last year. Lovely pressing on this, just to start off. It's gatefold, only one record, but it's a gatefold. Yeah, nice booklet with it, and again, very, very nature-related cover. You've got, kind of reminds me of kind of the cycle of life going on there. Just got loads of things going on with the water, the lovely colours, the sky, the trees, and you've got the cabin there in the centre. I don't know what if this is the significance of it, but I've read somewhere that Jason Vernon, is that his name? I think it's Jason Vernon. He kind of needed some extra inspiration for writing these songs. He was feeling a little bit trapped, wherever he was, and he wanted to go out and find this inspiration and for writing this new album. And I'm pretty sure he rented like a cabin or an old house somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if this is that scene exactly. I don't know if that's the house that he rented, but yeah, went out there and just spent kind of a good while in solitude and just wrote the songs for this. And I think it really comes across in the music how that image of him being alone writing these songs, being inspired by the natural surroundings, and it comes across in the music. It's beautiful music, and just does have that very, very open feel to it. It feels like he's been greatly inspired by something that he hadn't maybe not had on Forever Ago. Even though I love that album, I think this one right now, after hearing it some more times, I think this one tops it for me. I think that's a tough statement to make, because I think they're pretty similar. I don't think there's too much differentiation between this one and Forever Ago. I like them both, but this one now for me, I think is my favourite album of his, and I just can't wait to see what he does next and where he goes, if he tries to change his style at all, or sticks to the conventional Bon Iver sound. And I've just been watching Aaron's video, actually, Buddy Bopper, who's congratulations, man, by the way, on getting engaged. It's great news, and it's happy to hear that. But also, you were talking about the Bon Iver show that you went to, at Red Rocks, I think it's a Red Rocks show, and I'd love to see Bon Iver live. I think talking about how different he is live and how the songs come across differently, and how he was playing some songs from the second album that you maybe didn't quite get when you heard them on the record, and yet when you hear them live they sound completely different. And you said after hearing him perform these songs live that you gained a greater appreciation for this album, and that's certainly been the case with me. I haven't seen him live, but I think first of all, after hearing this record, I didn't love it. It didn't really excite me too much, but after hearing it 4 or 5 more times, I really kind of get it now, and it's great when an album does that. It's kind of a magical thing. So yeah, that's my response, Luke, to your nature thread. Great idea, and keep keep going with the videos. Yeah, love all of them. And as I say, I'll be back with a vinyl update to show you my 2 records. And yeah, apart from that, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you very soon.